Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream, y'all. Tonight we are covering a new story. This story has been on my feed for a while, and I have been reading on it, keeping it in my vision. Trying to keep up with it, trying to see what's going on, trying to put the pieces together for you guys. Come on in, y'all. Hey. As you guys come in, make sure you guys hit that like button for your girl because it's free and it don't cost you nothing to come in, right? So y'all come on in, So I'm gonna be talking to you guys tonight about this case. We are going to be dissecting it and going over some of the things that have been discovered. Now this is a new case for us, a new story for us. But like I is this case is 5 months old, y'all. And the mom has just now started to really talk about, excuse my voice, the mom just really started to talk about what's going on. And so I'm going to give you a quick little backstory on it. So the story is that this young lady, she is 20 years old. Um, and she went on a road trip with her friends. So it's another story about those so-called friends, y'all, so-called friends. Um, and so her mom name is Jolanda Kemp. And she wants to know the truth about what happened to her daughter. Miss Kemp said her daughter was attending Prairie View A&M University in Prairie View, Texas, but was at home in Killeen, Texas for summer break. She said her daughter left Killeen a few days early to return to Prairie View because Zakiri, her guy friend, and his girlfriend, they were going to Maryland to celebrate Wanda's birthday. They will be staying with a friend that they named Aiden. Jolanda said she told her daughter before she left Colleen and when she got on the road to drive to Maryland to make sure she kept her location on at all times. Now everybody should be sharing their location with somebody these days. So they hit the road early morning of Sunday, July 3rd. So this was 4th of July weekend. And they arrived in Hanover, Maryland on the evening of July 4th. Now, Jolanda said the whole time her daughter was gone, she had her location on. She said she went to work Thursday, July 7th, and worked 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. And Jolanda said at 10:30 on Thursday, July 7th, when she checked her phone, her daughter's location showed that she was at a bowling alley. So when Jolanda got off early Friday morning on July 8th at 1 a.m., she noticed that her daughter's location had been turned off, which was around the time that her daughter was allegedly involved in an accident, which you will learn more about below. So as Jolanda's mom was on the interview with the North Carolina Beat, she said that she thought about calling her daughter when she noticed the location was off, but she didn't. She said she would call her daughter later that Friday morning. So at this time, Jolanda, which is her mother, didn't know that her daughter had been in a car accident. So later Friday morning, Miss Jolanda said she woke up around about 7 a.m. and didn't have a phone call or a text from her daughter, which was strange. So later that morning, Jolanda said she got a call from her friend, Lakeisha Coles, who told her that Ada's mom was trying to contact her because something was happening with the kids. Jolanda asked what's going on, and she said that Lakeisha told her that no information about what was going on was given to her, that just Aiden's mom needed to speak with her. So yeah, that Aiden's mom needed to speak with her. Then Miss Jolanda said that she was frantic, but she called because she didn't know what was going on and wanted to know what was happening with the kids. So Aiden's mom was so nervous to speak to Jolanda that she called Michael's mom, Tracy, on a three-way call to join. So Jolanda said Michael's mom was crying, so she knew something wasn't right. So Jolanda said she was still confused about what was happening and kept asking what's going on with the kids, but nobody would say anything. So out of the blue, Jolanda just said she came out and asked, "Is my child dead?" And that is when the phone was hung up in her face. She said she started calling her family, going because she was going crazy. She didn't know what to do. She said, "I'm outside frantic," and she didn't know what was going on. So one of the friends' mom was hung up in Zakaria's mama's face. Jelana said she was finally able to get everyone back on the phone and was able to speak to Aiden. Now, she said Aiden told her that he did not go out with Zakir, Michael, and Rhonda, to which Jelana said she was confused because her daughter and friends had driven to Maryland to celebrate Rhonda's birthday with Aiden. So Jelana said that when she spoke back to Aiden's mama, she was told that Zakira was drunk driving and hit a tree and did not live. But according to the autopsy, y'all, this is the tea, that Zakira was in the back seat of the car. She wasn't even driving. So there go the first lie. Okay. So the mom got the report from the autopsy from the chief medical examiner from the state of Maryland, and on it stated that she had multiple injuries, several thermal injuries, because the car caught on fire. And it said that she was found in the rear seat of the car that hit a tree, so she was in the back. The car had caught on fire, y'all. It was engulfed in flames. And so it said that she didn't have any drugs in her system. And it said that the descendant had been consuming alcoholic beverages prior to the accident. So yeah, it didn't say that she was driving. So everyone in the car survived but Zakira. However, Miss Jolanda said Michael's mother told her he had serious injuries. Jolanda said she was told that Michael had a broken hip, leg, fractured skull, 2 collapsed lungs, and had to get open heart surgery. However, Miss Jolanda, which is Zakira's mama, said that what was suspicious was when she heard Michael calling her name and asking her to see her face to face while she was talking to his mama. So the mama, Miss Jolanda, was like, her antennas went up because she was like, when she heard him calling her my name in the background and asking to see me face to face, because his mama said he had open heart surgery, 2 collapsed lungs and stuff. And so Jolanda's mama, Zakira's mama, was like, well, how can he talk so fast? So yeah, have y'all heard? Y'all may not have heard this story, but Miss Jolanda said she knew something wasn't right when she had been told of Michael's injuries by his mama, but was able to talk so fast. And the accident had just occurred just hours early. If somebody got like a broken hip and collapsed lungs and all that stuff, they're not talking hours after the accident or hours after the incident or whatever. So Miss Jolanda said she lost it. And she said she learned later that the car had been engulfed in flames and that her daughter was trapped inside, and that neither Michael nor Rhonda tried to get her out, but they got themselves out. She said she lost it. She didn't know what to do or say because they hadn't told her that the car had caught on fire. So Miss Jolanda said that her daughter was burned so badly that she was unrecognizable. They couldn't even identify her. She had to be identified by her dental records. Okay. And Miss Jolanda said that she was told different stories about what happened with the wreck. She said that Michael had told her that the accident happened, there were only woods and no houses, so they couldn't get help. She then said that Michael told her that he was able to save Rhonda from the car, but not Zakira. Jolanda said Michael's story didn't seem real because how could a person with a broken hip, a broken leg, a fractured skull, 2 collapsed lungs, and need open heart surgery be able to get somebody out the car? So when Miss Jolanda said she spoke to Rhonda, her story was all over the place too. Jolanda said Rhonda told her that all she remembered was them laughing, and the next thing she knows, she woke up in the hospital. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it sounds like some lies being told. Hey, y'all, come on in and drop a hey. So on that Monday, July 15th, Miss Jolanda said she went to Maryland to see her daughter's body, but was denied and said that it was against Maryland medical examiner guidelines. And while she was there, she was going to the crash site at the address that was listed in the newspaper. So she said she remembered being told by her daughter's friends that the accident happened in the middle of nowhere and there was no houses around. So Ms. Jolanda said that they were in someone's yard when she and her friend pulled up to where the accident occurred. So Ms. Jolanda said if they were in somebody else's yard, then why did they run to the people's house to get help? And she was like, "There's no way that this happened. That this what is happening." But while Jolanda was at the wreck site, she had a photo of her daughter that she wanted to place at the crash site in order of her daughter, right? So Jolanda said that as she was getting ready to put her daughter's picture in the ground, a woman came outside the house and spoke to her. And she said the woman told her that her daughter was killed in a car accident in the spot and that she was placing a photo in her honor. And so Miss Jolanda said that the woman told her that a man had come with children the day after the accident and was crying beside the tree, and told her husband that his own son was killed in a fire there. She said the woman told her that the man came out a second time, telling them again that his son was killed in the fire there and that his other son was in critical condition, and a girl walked away. So Miss Jolanda said she was confused just off the rip off of that. So Jolanda said that the woman reiterated multiple times that a man came out the next day with children and told her and her husband that his son had died in the fire. And so listen to this, y'all.
I did a day, I came on one evening and everything. I did the guy was sitting out there and after the big guy, he was a big guy. He was sitting out there. I said, "Do you know them?" He said, "Yeah, that's my son. My son got killed, and the other one, well, got burned up. His son got burned up, and the girl and the boy was the other son went in the hospital. He went critical condition, and the girl, I think she got hurt too, whatever like that. That's what I was told to me. That was told to me now. He said his son got burned up, and I did not know it yet. That's my baby. My good night. And he said his son burned up. He said his son, and the other son went in the hospital. He said son in the hospital and everything, and the girl went, and she was hurt too. That he told me. And I asked him his name when he was saying that. I felt so bad when I asked him. I said, "Do you know them?" He said, "Yeah, they're my kids. They came up to visit me, like they were 2 miles, whatever he told me." And I did not know, He said his son died in his kids. He said with his son and the other son in the hospital, and the daughter went to it. That we said. That was in a critical condition. Yeah, that we told me. That we told me. What the hell is going on? That's what he told me. Then he came back. I think he came back, but I didn't come out the other day when he came back. He came back again. He had like 3 more kids with me. Everything. I didn't come out here. I didn't know. Hey, do you have some water? So I can put this in? She well, yeah, I got water.
He had 3 more kids with him. He had 3 more kids with him. That's who left.
Well, when he came out with like 3 kids, like around about 10, 12, or something like that. He had 3 kids when he came back. He had a black. He got a black truck. He got a black truck.
Who put the liquor out there?
They did it when they came. They came. I just left alone. I left alone and everything. And he got a black truck.
Well, we from Texas. We don't even know.
Oh,
this was my baby first time ever being here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And she's the only one that didn't make it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. And he went a black. He said he lived down on the farm place down here.
Yeah.
He said he lived down there. He got a black truck. And I asked me, they said my kids. He said I'm with my kids. That's what he said. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. But I asked him. He said, "Yeah, them my kids." And
y'all thought a boy died.
He said a boy died. And the other son he said, "I'm going to go visit my kid now. My other son in the hospital."
Ain't nobody in the hospital.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad I came with that.
Yeah. Whatever you told me. Yeah.
They told us we no neighbors nowhere about. It's your house right there.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
Instead of saying in somebody's yard, they didn't say that. They say by the time y'all came out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So they hit the mail. They was coming from.
Well, I had a mailbox. I had the paper box in my mailbox.
They call it was race. Was it 2 cars or 1 car?
Nah, it wasn't one car. I don't know. He said it might have fell asleep. That's what he said. He said it might have fell asleep.
No, they called it. Somebody whoever was driving was
He said, that's what he said. It might have fell asleep.
Oh, I don't know what to do for them lights. I'm trying to make it hard.
You need some more water. I can give you some more water.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna go in there.
You need those.
I'll tell you what.
Pull that out.
Can I leave?
I got a pen.
So yeah, that was the clip about a man saying that his son was burned up in a place that they came back out, y'all. So Miss Jolanda said she felt everything about the accident was staged and planned and stuff wasn't adding up. She said that she couldn't even identify her daughter's body, and the ME office in Maryland told her that she had to agree to cremate her daughter's body before they released it to the funeral home. And then she said when she got the autopsy, the report stated that the 3-inch 3 body they received. Right forearm was greater than the left, and both legs was amputated. However, Jolanda said that when she was shown a photo of a body that was said to be her daughter's, that body had legs and contradicted the written report. So, yeah, y'all. And so Ms. Jolanda said she wondered if her daughter is even deceased. She said there was no 911 call and wants to know who called 911 and how did the police, fire, and EMS get to the scene. And she said, who called 911? Because I was told there was no 911 call. Where's the 911 call? So yes, y'all, this has been crazy. Let me bring up the YouTube video so y'all can see the video of the mom on YouTube. So let me show y'all. Oh boy, y'all. Putting in theater mode for y'all, good people.
They still can't see it?
They haven't hit it back yet, so.
Okay, can they see it? I tagged you in it.
Maybe they can now.
Kemp. And Miss Jolanda is seeking for answers and justice for what happened to her 20-year-old daughter, Zakira Kemp. Zakira went off with her friends, leaving from Texas, going to Maryland to celebrate her friend Rhonda's birthday, 21st birthday. And unfortunately, Zakira did not return home because Zakira had passed away on July 8th. So we're going to get into this interview and try to get some answers. And hopefully this family can get justice for what has happened to this beautiful young lady. Zakira was 20 years old. She was in college for management major. She helped with not mentally challenged children, but she helped with special needs children. And she looked like she was just a soul. So her mom is here seeking for answers of what happened to her. So Miss Jolanda, if you want to go ahead and just kind of give us like a brief of what you were told, what happened to your daughter.
Oh, yes, ma'am. In the morning of July the 8th, I received a call from my friend Keisha Cole, was telling me that a parent, one of the parents' mom is trying to get in touch with me. That was something wrong with the kids. That there was something wrong with the kids. And I asked her, I said, what is going on with the kids? I thought maybe they didn't got in trouble, got arrested, something like that. She was like, I don't know. They wouldn't tell me. So when I did call the mother was like, I got to call somebody else. She had to call another third party. And when I got on the line with that third party, I'm still asking, what's going on with the kids? Because I'm like, now I'm getting panicking, like, what is going on with the kids? I'm frustrated. And she sobbing so much, she won't tell me anything. And I'm like, what is going on? And then finally I said, is my baby dead? And when I said it was my baby dead, the call was lost. I don't know if they hung up, the call dropped. I don't know.
Wow.
But I started calling my sister, my family. I was calling everybody because I was in a panic. I didn't know what to do. I was lost. I even called Rhonda's aunt. She came over here with me. I was like, Kira's dead, I didn't have no answers, couldn't get no answers. And then I think once everybody really started getting over here, that's when we started receiving, calls from like Michael, the parent, Michael's mom.
So let me back up. So when your daughter left Texas, did she have her location on when she left?
Yes, that was the main agreement. Because first of all, even though she was 20, she's my baby. You know what I mean? And everybody wanted to say I was a hard, controlling mom. I love my daughter. I don't care, what people think or whatever. If that's called control, that's what I'm doing. So she was going to a place she'd never been before. She was going somewhere where we have no family. So I wanted to make sure I knew her location at all times. And her location was on at all times. They actually left the morning of July the 3rd.
Okay.
And it was a 20-some hour drive. So they made it on the morning of July the 4th. So they had been up there several days before anything. Actually, the morning of the 8th, she had sent me a text. She said, we probably come back on the 8th or the 9th, but I was expecting her on the 8th. And I talked to her that Thursday. She said she was, that boy's dad, they lived on a lakefront. So she said she was sitting out on the porch watching the rain hit the water. That's why every time I hear rain now, it does something to me, because I remember that's the last thing she said. But she texted me the morning of the 7th, and she said, Mom, can you send me money to go out with? And I said, you want money to go out with? Do you have gas money to get home? Because these people that's with you, they need to be helping you. You done already drove up there. You shouldn't. She was like, Mom, I got money for all of that. I just didn't have no extra to go out. And of course, I sent her the money or whatever. And I worked from 5 in the evening to 1:30 in the morning. So at 10:30, I looked at at 10:30, I looked at her location. They was at a bowling alley location. I think it was Landover or Hangover or something like that. I did see her location then, didn't think anything of it. But as I was getting ready to clock out, I was standing to get ready to clock out at 1 a.m. And I looked at her location, and her location was off. And I'm like, why is her location off? So, I started to call her, but my daughter, anybody that knows Zakira knows she's going to sleep. She's going to sleep wherever she is. So I said, okay, it's 1 o'clock here, it's 2 o'clock there. I know she's asleep, I said, but I'll wake up early enough to tell her to turn that location back on before they get on that road and come back or whatever. But I remember walking to my car that night. I was planning her birthday for November. Her birthday was November the 18th. And I remember planning her birthday because I was going to the Dominican Republic with some friends the week of her birthday, because my best friend one of my best friends and her has the same birthday. But I was going to fly back and meet her in Vegas because I'm a single mother. So long we did struggle, but you would never know we struggled because Kira never went without. If you saw Kira, she was best, hair done, everything done. Kira was always at her best because I made sure of that, So we was finally in a position that I could let her enjoy life. You know what I mean? And I'm walking to the car at 1 a.m. planning my baby's birthday when at 2 o'clock in Maryland, this tragedy is taking place. Didn't have no clue. And sometimes it still bothers me because 3 months prior, Kira was hit by a drunk driver. It wasn't seriously, but I woke up 2 hours before that, prayed over her, covered her, and, she was good. You know what I'm saying? So to know that she went through this type of tragedy and I was slept through it, it kind of bothers me, It bothers me. I didn't think it was a problem. I never thought it was a problem, In fact, when they did tell me, when they finally did say that Kira was, I think it was Michael mom. No, I don't want to lie and say who it was, but when we first heard it, they was like Kira was driving. She was driving drunk, lost control of the car, and hit a tree. And at first I was like, Kira, if she was that drunk, she would have been like, no, we're going to stay where we at, or, can you get Uber, whatever. But, like I said, I don't know what happened, so
exactly.
That was strange for me to know that Kira was driving, because I'm like, first of all, this is a place that she's never been. Kira ain't just going to drive like that. She's not. And then, but I accepted the fact because I had no reason to think anything was wrong. So it wasn't until her friend Seneca came over And Seneca said, I was telling Seneca, and she was like, no, Mom, Kira was in the back seat. And I said, what you mean? She said, the last story Kira posted, she was in the back seat. And they pulled up the story, and sure enough, she was in the back seat. But I didn't have
who is Aiden? Who was Aiden?
Aiden was the other friend that was already in Maryland. He had already flew out. It was his dad's house that they were staying at.
Okay.
Yeah, it was his dad's house they were staying at on the lake. He was
you got to talk to Aiden's mom, right?
Yeah, and I talked to Aiden. And when I talked to Aiden, I was so broken at the time. When I talked to Aiden, I was like, Aiden, what happened? He was like, I didn't go. I stayed back with my mom because when they went to the bowling alley, and I was like, why would you not go? They were celebrating a birthday. You invited them up there that far. Why would you not go? You know, but I didn't question it. But, you know, this is later on that, you know, how you play things back in your mind.
Right, right.
And then I just started feeling, I think I went into a denial stage. You know what I was saying? I was like, this ain't right. This don't sound right. This ain't my baby. This, you know, I just went into denial, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it wasn't until her friend Patience was over here. And I remember hugging her friend Patience. And I broke down at that very moment because that was the first time I ever closed my eyes and it looked like I could see her face, you know? And I had to accept the fact that my baby was gone, you know?
I'm so sorry.
So mentally, you know, you start preparing, you know, for this type of stuff. So in my head, I'm sitting there saying, okay, this is my baby. This is the last chance I get to dress her and do what I need to do to her. You know, I said before she left, she got her hair done. And before she left, she had her nails done. You know, I said, so I just got to find her something nice. You know, this is what I'm preparing for. And I think about 5 or 6 o'clock that evening, my sister and my brother-in-law came over. And I had a bunch of people in my living room. And they told me I need to come in the back with them.
Take your time.
And when I went in the back with them, my sister told me that my baby was burnt so bad that I cannot get him.
Wow.
And that just, it sent a pain that you can imagine. All I could do is just pass out and scream on the bed. People don't understand.
If y'all didn't understand what she said that they told her her baby had been burned so bad that they couldn't identify her.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I didn't think I would. I thought I had it together.
Don't have anything to be sorry about. Nothing at all. Nothing.
So, I remember calling her Brenda's aunt, and I said, Fred, they left my baby in that car. And when I told her and she burnt up, she passed out. She kind of like passed out. She was like, no, Mom, if they could have got her, they would have got her. And I was like, they left my baby in the car. And, you know, it was emotional for everybody. And it was emotional for everybody. And, you know, since it's been going on, it's been a lot of filming back and forth, a lot of animosity. And the animosity is sad because they think I just want to blame somebody just to blame somebody because they feel like, oh, you and Kira was fighting, you feeling guilty. Let me tell you, the fight that they're talking about, me and my daughter got into it 2 weeks prior. No, it was 3 weeks prior.
But what parent does not
And that's the point I'm trying to make, and that's what I want to be clear. Nothing I said I did to my child, I did not mean at that time. I did mean it because I said it. And you want to know, we was fighting again about Rhonda and Mike because my child is home for school. They want her to come 2 hours and 30 minutes away to take them to the store, take them here and take them there. Every other morning, he's calling and telling them, come get her. I don't want her down here. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I'm taking care of you. How am I taking care of you and you try to take care of somebody else? So she wanted to get smart. So guess what? I told her, get out. And she had on the towels. But I got a son, and my son was like, Mom, you ain't doing it like that, you know, whatever. And she was like, oh, she got out. She stood outside for a while, but she came back in. And she thought she was going to go with the car. And I said, oh, no, ma'am. You ain't going to take that car nowhere. And she walked over her friend's house. So fast forward 2 weeks before that, me and her went to Mississippi together. My cousin was having a fifth. Yeah, but get back to the case though. But anyway, with the accident, this is where all the suspicion and everything started playing away.
Can I ask you, what did Michael's mom tell you happened to Michael in the accident?
Oh, she said that Michael had 2 collapsed lungs. He had just had open heart surgery. His hip was broken. He had a bone coming out of his, protruding out of his leg. They said that the paramedics said that it was a miracle that he was able to even pull Rhonda out the car in the type of condition he was in, because he was so broken up and was so hurt that they don't even know how he was able to do that. So July the 9th is, I don't want to give timeline. Michael's mom called me and she was like, he's just coming. He had just came out of surgery. And Michael was screaming. He was screaming. Miss Jolanda, let me speak to Miss Jolanda. Let me speak to Miss Jolanda. And that kind of did something to me, because I was like, how is this boy talking so good and he had all of this to happen to him, you know?
Right.
He was not short of breath. He was it was just like it was like he was not short of breath. And he was like, Miss Jolanda, I just need to see you. Come see me. Just come see me. I need to see Kira facing you. I just need to see Kira facing you. I know you didn't want her to come. I know you didn't want her to come. You want to let her come because you trusted me. You trusted me. I hated here. I never wanted to be here. I hated it here. They wanted to come. Kira wanted to come here. And he said to me, I was supposed to protect her. And when he said I was supposed to protect her, I couldn't understand why would he choose those words. Because I was like, if she was driving drunk, you would think he would say, I shouldn't have let her drive, you know.
Oh, okay, so they told you that she was driving drunk, but when you got the autopsy report back, what did it say?
It said she was found in the back seat, rear back seat behind the driver.
So they're not wanting to tell you who was actually driving that car.
Yes. And I can understand if it was an accident. If it was an accident, they had told me that in the very beginning. We could have been past what we're past now, you know? And it's not only Michael and Rhonda that I'm having a problem with. It's the medical examiner's office with their reports. It's the Charles.
So what did the medical examiner tell you?
The report stated that the body was so severely burned that both forearms, right greater than the left, her lower legs, everything was burnt to that it was amputated off. She had no arms and no legs.
Wow.
And they said the body that they received was 88 pounds, 3 feet, 3 inches. My daughter was 169 pounds, 5'4". So I'm like, oh, wait, she lost 2 inches?
So were you able to bring her body back to where you were?
No. I went there with my friends and we tried to go see the body, but they said due the state of Maryland state guidelines at the medical examiner don't allow the family to see the body there. I was just told on this week I could have went to the funeral home, but I wasn't given that option. In order for me, my only option, because I didn't believe in cremation. Even though she was burnt, I still wanted the body to bury,
Right.
But they told me that my only option was to get a funeral home there, and I had to pay and sign for cremation before anything could even be released to me.
That makes sense.
And so when I asked to see my sister, I had my sister to sent off for the autopsy report, and we also requested the pictures and everything that was from the report. We got the autopsy report, and we never got the pictures. And when I called back and asked for the pictures, they told me I would have to get a lawyer or just as a subpoena to receive those pictures and everything. Because the reason I wanted to see the pictures, because the medical examiner report is so inconsistent. It's so many mistakes. Because in the thing, it said that she had no arms, right greater than left, but they said the identification tag was on the right wrist.
But how can they tell you that you got to cremate your child? How?
That's what I was finding. I was finding. I was saying, hey, that's my right. This is my right. I'm her mother.
Right.
But I wasn't given that. I wasn't given anything. They violated my rights. And then when I got there this week and they allowed me to see those pictures, when I saw those pictures, I didn't know what I was looking at, honestly. They were so horrific that I was trying to find pieces to just be like, oh, okay, this is, I tried to look in the mouth, but I couldn't tell the teeth, so I asked the medical examiner, I said, hey, can I just see the dental records that y'all use to identify with so I could, have that peace of mind? They denied me that right again. And I was like, yes. And I said, why can't I see the pictures? She said, we don't have them. And I said, what do you mean you don't have them? I said, you signed off on this report telling me this is my child from her dental records. Right. Now you're telling me that you don't have them. I have to call another doctor to get them. So if you don't have them, how did you have me sending over a body to have be cremated that y'all didn't say it was real? You wrote and signed off on this medical examiner thing saying that this was my child.
Yes, you're gonna need a real good attorney to fight this case.
Because and if anyone sees this, please, because I will be firing my attorney in the morning.
Wow.
Because it's like you hiring people, but you got to do all the work behind it. And it's not like I'm trying to say it's a conspiracy. All I want to know is, if this is my child, show me what y'all used. Because with the inconsistencies and everything that's happening, I don't know what's going on. She told me that a piece of her clothing survived, which did look like the piece of shirt that she had on that night. And they said it was a butterfly neck. She had a butterfly necklace. While she was talking to my sister pulled up a picture and let her see what Zakira had on that night. And she saw the butterfly necklace on her neck. And she was like, oh. She said that was the necklace. I said, okay, where is the necklace? She went down to property and she came back up. She said, we sent it over to the funeral. We sent it over with the funeral home. So I had my sister to call the funeral home while we was there. And the funeral home said they take detailed, what they said? They take detailed records and they received no necklace. So can't nobody possess the necklace.
It sounds like there's a lot of stuff being covered up in this case. And if your daughter was not driving that vehicle when it crashed, what was the cause of the accident?
We don't know, because when we went to the accident, first of all, I went there. I got there July the 15th. So July the 16th. And when we went out to the where the newspaper article that was in Maryland, we took that address, and me and my friends, we went up there. Because when we was first told about the accident, we was told that it happened in the middle of nowhere. They couldn't get help. Somebody even said that they was propped up against a fence when the paramedics got there. I'm not sure who said that, so don't take me for my word or whatever. But it was supposed to be in the middle of nowhere. They couldn't get no help or anything. So me and my friends, we got on tennis shoes. We thinking we gonna have to go down up in the woods, because they said it went off, in the woods, not like in the woods and trees and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we rode right past it. And then my friend Fifi was like, the road burnt right there. And I was like, what you mean the road burnt? And when we went back, sure enough, the accident happened right in these people's front yard. They could have went and knocked on the door.
So it didn't happen where the friend said it happened at?
Yes, no. It didn't. And I'm like, what the? And they said it was a winding road that she probably ran out the road because it was a winding road. The road was just a straight road. And I'm from Mississippi, where the road, kind of like have a ditch or whatever. Mm-hmm. There, everything is level. You can park and everything is just level. You're not going to go down off in the road and like skip. It was nothing. So I'm looking at my friends and they looking at me, and we're looking like, what the hell? We was like, what is? And so it was a lady sitting outside on the bench, and I said, because I wanted to put up a memorial where the spot was, but I had to get permission because I'm in somebody's yard, So I get in the people's yard and I asked them, is this where the accident? And she was like, yeah. I was like, did y'all hear it? They was like, no. When we woke up that morning, the cops was knocking on our doors, asking was we the one that called 911, and we didn't call. They said they never knew it was happening. Nothing even happened out there. But it was baffling to me, because I'm like, ain't no way all of this happened in your yard and you didn't hear anything. So I started putting the picture up of my daughter, and the wife said, who is that? And I said, that's my daughter. That's who died in your front yard. She said, no, ma'am. She said, no, ma'am, no, it's not. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, no, it was a man in a black truck. He came by here 2 days in a row. She said, he told us that his son died in the fire. His other son was in critical condition, and the girl walked away.
What?
And I said, what? I said, what? And she said, I asked my husband talked to him. He was the one that talked to him. And the husband came down and he was like, yeah, he came by twice in a row. And I asked him, did he know him? He was like, yeah, these are my kids. They came down. My son died in the fire. My other son in critical condition. The girl was hurt, but she was okay. And now I'm even more confused, because I'm like, it was supposed to be 2 girls and a boy, not no 2 boys and a girl, Right. So I'm like, when I got to the scene, I'm not going to tell you. When I got to the scene, I felt absolutely nothing. I looked at the scene, I got to the scene and I was like, this looked like it's been set up, you know? It didn't look like, you know, you didn't see, you know, skid marks, like if the tree hit the tree trying to hit on brake to stop. You don't see the yard toe up. You don't see nothing. The tree is right here. It looked like a little bit of fire started, but all the fire was off on the road. Like the car somehow hit the tree and bounced back straight, like just perfect, matching the tree. And I'm just like, what is going on here? So at that moment, I say, okay, let's go to the hospital to go see Mike and Rhonda. Let's go to the hospital. We get ready to go to the hospital. I call the hospital to get their room numbers. And they said, ma'am, they've been discharged. Remind you, this happened on the 8th. This is the 16th, I think, that's Saturday, the 16th. And with the injuries that Michael sustained, how is he at the hospital? So I called his mother immediately and I said, hey, I'm at the hospital. I'm here to see Michael. They're saying that he's been released. She was like, oh yeah, he didn't want to be there. He felt scared. Remind you, I got everything on recording. I do. I said, felt scared? Scared of who? Scared of what? I said, well, can you take me to see? I said, can I come over to see? She was like, oh no, he's not with me. He's at the coach's house. They call the coach is Aiden's dad, but they just call him Coach. I don't know why or whatever. So I said, oh, can we go out there and see him? She was like, can you give me 2 hours and I'll meet you and we could go out there. I called. I tried to show up. Only reason I didn't go to the coach's house because he lives off the road and he has a big sign say privacy, what it is, no trespassing, you know, and it's a one-way road that you try to get down or whatever. So I was like, at this point, we don't know what's going on. I didn't want to take a chance with my friends being with me. Now, if I was by myself, I think I would have went just to go trespassing or whatever. But I had 2 people that I value and I love, and I didn't want to put them in a situation at this point that we don't know what's going on. You know? So, needless to say, it's almost 5 months. It'll be 5 months on the 8th.
And still no answer.
I still don't have a final police report.
Wow.
I still have inconsistencies with the medical examiner, the police officers, nothing. Dealing with let's talk about St. Charles County Police Department. I got a very supportive family. I got a great support system. And with this going on, my sister has been taking care of a lot of everything for me. But I was calling the detectives 24/7. They was telling me in July, I missed a key important part. So July the 22nd, Detective Brooks called me and he said, ma'am, me and my supervisor, Sergeant Juan Morales, have just met with the medical examiner, Jordan Taylor, and she told us, he said, I know nothing I say to you can give you peace or comfort, but I just wanted to give you a peace of mind and tell you your daughter didn't suffer through the fire. The doctor said that she died on impact and she was dead before the fire started. And I took that, it kind of gave me comfort, you know, that I didn't know if my baby suffered during that fire, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So let's fast forward to September the 20th. Dr. Taylor calls me with the final autopsy report. And she tells me that she got the final report. She said, due to Kira's injuries, unless a paramedic was right there on site, she wouldn't have made it. She wouldn't have lived unless they started working on her. But she was still alive when the fire started. But that raised the red flag to me because in July, the detective just told me that you told them that she was dead on impact. And I'm like, hello, I'm confused. You know, I'm even more confused now. She said, no, she probably could have made it. But, and this is another thing with the medical detective. Now, this week we went. We was there last week that we went. She told my sister, if they had got out of the car, she would have survived. So you see how I'm having a problem with the medical examiner? Her story just keeps changing and changing. I'm like, at this point, lady, just don't talk to me because I don't believe nothing coming out your mouth. You know? So I'm like, I need help. I need help. I need to know. And I just need to know what happened. I just need to know what they used to verify her. And why are all these lies and inconsistency? You know, people are saying, oh, she's lying. She ain't got proof. Or she just want to blame somebody because her and her daughter was into it. No,
I don't see
I
that
waited this long.
You answer. Yeah. You're not trying to blame
exactly. Anybody. And I didn't want to blame anybody. That's why I waited. I was waiting till I get hard copy evidence. I was waiting so I wouldn't be just out here pointing my finger trying to blame somebody. I want to know what happened. Point blank, period. If it was an accident, they was drinking, they was doing this and that, they had an accident, Kira was left in the car, she burned up, okay, we can move on. But I didn't get that. I got lies after lies after lies. So I'm refusing to just sit back and just say, oh, my baby's gone. Ain't nothing I could do. No, something happened to my baby.
You deserve those for what happens.
Something happened to my baby, and I want to know. So, as far as anybody upset with me, be upset. I birthed 2 kids in this world. God gave me 2 kids in this world, and I go behind them whatever I can. And they know they my heart. Did I depend on my daughter? Yes, that was my baby. That girl was there for me when when my son didn't know how to be there for me. You know what I'm saying? They both have different places in my heart. That girl right there, that girl was a lover. You know, everybody.
Now, I read something you posted where I think it's the boy's mother that texted you. No, it was the girl Rhonda's mother that sent a message to you, and that message was just was horrible.
I expect that from her.
That was horrible. What mother? Another mother that has lost her child, the things that she said to you, that was so wrong.
I didn't expect anything less from her. That's the type of person she is. See what she's doing, she's want to portray that my relationship was horrible, like her and her daughter. Her daughter don't fool with her. Her daughter don't fool with her. If you go look at some of her comments, she's begging, telling her when her daughter appreciates somebody, it's her aunt and her uncle and her dad before her dad passed. Rhonda, I'm gonna tell you, that's why, you know, everybody was like, she wasn't Kira. I even said it. Rhonda wasn't Kira's friend, but Kira loved Rhonda because she knew where she come from. She know what she has to deal with. And Rhonda, I'm not gonna say Rhonda don't love Kira. I'm not gonna say that. But I think Rhonda wanna be loved. And if Mike did save her, she probably feel like she needs to be obligated and loyal to him. You get what I'm saying? But as for her mother, you know what I could do for her? Pray for her. Because you got other kids, and to say something so sick, to like you said to me, that was sick. To say something like you said to me, that I ain't got no time with my daughter, we got God. You still got children in this world. What you speak, you can speak on yourself. You can curse yourself. Crystal, I didn't expect nothing less from her. She wasn't talking to me because I gave her money to bury her mom, and I let her sister know that I did it. Because she didn't do right by their family at the time to bury their mom. So you mad at me because I helped you. And to say because I'm fat and lazy, I can't keep a man. Listen, a man ain't I don't keep nobody don't want to be kept. I'm not gonna be with nobody just to say I got a man. If you that weak-minded, that's why your daughter's out here with every boyfriend that she had to beat the hell out of her. But I'm sorry. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna slander her or wish bad on her. She know how much Kira means to me. So for her to say that,
yeah, that was wicked.
She did that to destroy me. But I'm telling you, I serve a God that I know that's who's keeping me through all of this. Because honestly, I would have lost my mind by now. That was my baby. You get what I'm saying? My baby. And for her to say, oh, you ain't got no time with her. She gone. Do you know how devastating that was?
Boom. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Rhonda wreck a vehicle of yours?
Rhonda was living with me. And Kira let Rhonda use the truck was supposed to go pick up her check. My daughter didn't want to call and tell me that she didn't come back. We didn't know where she was. Then we get a call, Rhonda calling us from jail. She had got on a high-speed chase with the police. The police crashed into my truck and totaled my truck out.
Wow.
And she was still coming over here. She was still doing whatever because, like I said, I didn't like her. She know I didn't like her. We have a love-hate relationship. You know what I'm saying? But Kira loved her. And if my child loved her, I had to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I've been through a lot with that family. So they can portray me to be whatever they want. But one thing they can't say, nothing I said ain't the truth. Because I will not do anything that I have to lie about. Everything they want to do is lies. And I'm not doing that. Because at the end of the day, in order for God to work in my favor and give me what I need, I got to keep my spirit clean. I got to be that he can work in my favor. Everybody know my character. Everybody know my child. I could go there if you want me to go there. I could be very loving, you know? Only thing I want is answers. So I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I just want to know what happened.
Yes, and that's your daughter's friends. They should want you to have peace and closure to what happened to your baby. They should want that.
And I can understand as parents that you're allowing your child to withhold the truth, or y'all withholding the truth. Because if it was the other way around, Kira would have had third-degree burns trying to get run out that car. If it was the other way around, Kira would have been burnt, then whatever told the truth. If she had to go to jail, she would have went. Because that's the type of person Kira is. And that's what I raised, you know? So for them to sit back and want to insult my character and go all around what the facts are your people lied about what happened. Just tell me the truth. From the police department, from the medical examiner, just tell me the truth. That's all I want. The truth.
So, y'all, that was the interview with the mom from the Lamppost Show, our friends over at the Lamppost Show. Again, this case is steadily developing, as being brought to the light. More people are talking about it. More people are sharing it. So hopefully this mom gets some answers, because again, this story is all over the place. The mom's story is all over the place. Everybody that has a part in this is all over the place. So hopefully we get some answers, and hopefully the mom gets some answers soon. So thank y'all for watching and tuning in. I'll see y'all on the next broadcast.